Toes serve to give a wider base, both for balance and for propelling your body forward. So, who's ever walked in sand? At the beach? Yeah. You haven't? Good. Anyways, next time you go and you're walking in the sand, look and see how you're do it barefoot and see your footprints. Your toes will dig down and help push you forward. All right? So, we have nails. Who else has nails? Hippos? All sorts of animals. Mammals. Horses don't have nails, they have a hoof. Dogs have them too. They use. Oh my God. No, they're not a mammal. So, anyways, the other thing that you can look at is look at your shoes. All right. So, look, especially if you're wearing sneakers, you'll find out. You can look at the wear patterns, and you'll see that your great toe pushes down, and all the other little toes push down into that foam. And there's a nice little home now for each of your little 5 toes. Okay. Sesamoid bones. There's 2 sets of sesamoid bones in the body. All right? 2 sets. First set, smallest set, where is it? Yeah, where? Beneath the first metatarsal phalangeal joint. To act to reduce pressure and weight bearing and to increase advantage of the flexor tendons to the great toe. So can somebody tell me what the metatarsal phalangeal joint is? Foot knuckle? Not a knuckle. Well, all right. So this is your foot. There's your great toe, right? The ball of your foot right there. Underneath only the great toe. So sesamoid is underneath there. What it does is it makes the tendon come down as opposed to just going straight across. So it comes down and then back, which then gives it physics. Will tell you it gives it more leverage. Where's the other sesamoid?
Right here.
No, not in your hand. Below your waist. No. Where? No. It is right. Your patella. All right, the metatarsals. There are 5 bones that lie between and connect the tarsals and phalanges. So we have to know what metatarsals. Tarsals are what? No. Those thingies are something different. Those are phalanges. Phalanges are also in your hand. So your phalanges are your fingers and toes. After you get past the foot and the hand, get past the palm, phalanges. So how many of those are you going to have? Well, no, you got. Well, how many's on that one? How many phalange bones? On that one right there? Really? How about that one? How many you got together now? How many now? Right. So there you go. You got 14 phalanges. Followed by, these are carpals, and in your foot, they're called tarsals or metatarsals. These are metacarpals and metatarsals. And then those would be carpals, and on your foot, tarsals. So how can you differentiate between metatarsals and metacarpals? Meta, metatarsals are next to your toes. Yes. The first metatarsal is the largest, and it functions as the main weight-bearing support during walking and running. Not a whole lot of movement in between them, but they do widen during weight bearing. What does the foot do? So you're taping somebody, right? Tape up an ankle, and they get off of the table. Their foot's going to do two things. It's going to get wider and longer. Very good. So there's 7 tarsal bones. Holy smokes. And you've got to learn them all 7 of them. And your spelling does matter. So tarsal bones, located between the bones of the lower leg, which is your tibia and fibula, and your metatarsals. Super important for support of the body and its locomotion. So there they are. You have the calcaneus. What is that one commonly referred to? Tarsal bone. No. Between your tibia and fibula and your metatarsals.
Your ankle.
Tibia and fibula and your metatarsals. Yes. Calcaneus. All right. Talus. Cuboid, navicular, and there are 3 cuneiform bones. The calcaneus is the largest tarsal bone. Why do you think it needs to be the largest? Because it's your heel. Yes. A lot of pressure goes off through there. It's tough to hurt this bone. Supports the talus and shapes the heel. Main functions are to convey the body weight to the ground, serve as an attachment for both the Achilles and several other structures on the plantar surface of the foot. So we have this fascia. It attaches to the calcaneus. Your Achilles tendon attaches to the calcaneus. It actually holds on to this bone here, which keeps a nice little separation between these two. And that's your talus. You don't ever want to hurt your talus. So as you see, not just on the thingy we're holding, but you can also see that is tough to tell on there, but that's the tarsal bone all the way to the heel. Talus, irregularly shaped bone. That what? So what's it mean to be superior? Yeah, above. Superior, inferior. Superior, inferior. Okay? Situated, it sits above the calcaneus. The talus itself has a body, neck, and head. Very uppermost part of the talus is the trochlea, which touches or articulates with the medial and lateral malleolus to form the ankle joint. The talus is broader in the front to prevent forward slipping by the tibia during locomotion. All right. Do you get all that? What don't you get? So you really can't see it in here, but this is the talus. So, as it says, it's broader in the front to keep the tibia from sliding out. Okay? Now, it can be a booger. If you get it pushed out or you get it rolled over where your foot goes out too far, then what happens is that talus can be the nemesis or the catalyst for creating the high ankle sprain, where these two bones then get pushed apart. No, they're held together with ligaments. And so the talus will actually push these bones apart, and then the ligaments. Eventually. Sometimes they need help with putting a screw in it. Okay? So, tibia, which we're really going to learn next chapter, tibia is the top bone or the main bone of your shin. So you can see the tibia, now the talus, and then the calcaneus. So the calcaneus is not touching up there, the talus. Navicular, cuboid, and cuneiforms. Navicular is positioned anterior, meaning in front of the talus on the medial or inside aspect of the foot. All right. So this is a left foot or a right foot. How do you know it's the right foot? You shooting some guns over there, pulling out your pistols. So, is this tibia or fibula? So, let's go with navicular. It's anterior. All right, what does that mean? That it's anterior of the talus. So here's the talus, so where's the anterior? It's towards the front, towards the toe. All right, on the medial aspect of the foot. And it articulates the three cuneiform bones. So here we are. We're here. Now, every now and then, some folks get an extra navicular. You'll see that every now and then. Yeah, no. Funky looking. All right. So, the cuboids are on the outside and articulate posterior with the calcaneus. It's tough to see these boys in here, but here they are. And that is, next one's going to be the cuneiform. Three bones located between the navicular and the base of the three medial metatarsals. All right, there's got to be a picture coming up. No. All right, we got some arches. Oh, she's got some stuff here. She's got a poster. Not very naked, but we'll have to find a cool picture for tomorrow. So you have a couple of arches. There's the anterior metatarsal arch. So it's telling you where it is, right? Is it? Yes, it is. It's anterior on the metatarsals, and it's an arch. All right. So where are the metatarsals? Point to them. Very good. Where's anterior? Towards the front? Yes. There's your arch right there. Goes this way. Okay? Goes across the foot. Now, the transverse arch extends across the transverse tarsal bones, primarily the cuboid and the internal cuneiforms, and they form a half dome. The arch that you guys think of when you have an arch. No, they don't. Not every. Some people are flat-footed. Yes, it means they have less of an arch than others. That's what it is. Your transverse arch and your anterior metatarsal arch. Every now and then, every year or two, somebody will come in and they'll have this arch over here falling. We'll put a piece of felt in it and help push it up. And then they don't have problems. Eventually, in 2 or 3 weeks, they say, oh, yeah, I don't need that. I'm good. And they usually are. All right. Has anybody here heard of plantar fasciitis? Yes. Has anybody experienced plantar fasciitis? All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our shoesy off. Yeah. You're going to feel your plantar fascia. Yes, right now. No need in putting off something that we can do now, right? No, you can leave your socks on if you have socks. Ooh. You might not have one. Yours might be too small. You can use your hands. Okay?
My foot is sweaty.
Put it right here.
Want to touch it.
All right? So you can take one hand, you can push your toes back. All right? Take your other hand and feel. Right there. Now, release your toes, and then you can push on that, and it goes away. Pull your toes back. There it is. Did you feel that? That's not a bone. Yeah, that's your plantar fascia. Yeah. It was. That was hers. Okay? Got to pull those toes back so you can feel it. Now you're feeling your plantar fascia. Imagine if you got out of bed every day, all right, and right there in the middle of your foot, somebody had a little knife waiting for you, sticking just about that far off of from the ground up, and you step on it every time you step down. Hurts that bad. Plantar fascia. So it's a thick, white, fibrous tissue originating from the medial tuberosity of the calcaneus. The calcaneus is also known as what? Heel bone, yeah. And ending at the proximal heads of the metatarsal. Distal proximal, proximal. It should be distal heads of the metatarsal. Support, so it helps support the foot with downward forces. So when you step, as you were doing there, without stepping by pulling your toes up, you step, that thing helps keep your foot from just bottoming out. So if you got plantar fasciitis, you know what one of the quickest ways is of getting that from bugging you? Go to bed with your shoes on. Well, you would go to bed with your shoes on. Because when you curl up, your feet just go and they curl up too. This helps keep your feet out. They actually have one that not only it's a cast shoe, the little hard shoes, real bad sandals. And then it actually ties up to your leg. So not only that, but then your Achilles doesn't get any. So you keep it like this all night long. Well, it helps. It helps. Oh man, let's talk about some joints. They tell you where they are if you know your vocabulary. You go back to last year and we were doing all those words. If you were in medical terminology, you should remember this stuff. All right? Interphalangeal joint. Huh? Not that. Interphalangeal. Oh, yeah, they are. Which one is it? Is it this one? This one? Yeah. What's this one? Yes? No. All right. So we have interphalangeal joint connecting a phalange to a phalange. Okay? So, but you hurt your interphalangeal joint. You were out there, you were working with basketball, somebody threw you a ball, not knowing how unathletic you really are. You stuck your hands up like this instead of trying to catch it like so. You just stuck them out like you're a witch going, eh, and the ball hits, and now you sprained your joint. Well, we're not sure if you broke it. Okay? So we're going to call the doctor. Or we're going to just say, it was her interphalangeal joint. How many do you have? How many's on this one? This one? How many now? 9. So, say on the index finger, it is her interphalangeal joint. Are we specific enough? Right. Which one is it? This one or this one? So what do we call it? Upper and lower? Huh? Middle? There's not a middle. It's either this or this. You need 3, 5. You need an odd number to be in the middle. Distal. So we call it a dip and a pip. So what's the pip? Proximal interphalangeal joint. What about a metatarsal phalangeal joint? Well, yeah, if that was a foot, but yes. Metatarsals, if these were feet, and phalanges. So there it is. You see that one was busted. All right. How about intermetatarsal joint? Metatarsal. Yes, between the metatarsals. How about the metatarsal joint? In between your metatarsals and your tarsal. They tell you exactly where it is. Subtalar. Subtalar. Under. Sounds like it's right. Subtalar joint. The articulations between the talus and the calcaneus. Inversion. Can somebody show me inversion? Inversion is a movement. What is inversion? What? Show it. Inversion is with your ankles. What do you do? Do you write an alphabet? It's the movement that causes the #1 amount of ankle sprains. Inversion. See? 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 I can't do this all day. Inversion. Inversion. What's eversion? Inversion, eversion. Pronation. What's the pronate? On your feet. What's the pronate? You see this in Walmart all the time. Ever see people that walk way on the inside of their ankles? You hate it. It does mess up their shoes. They hate it more than you do because I bet their ankles and their feet hurt like crazy every night. And I have a weird habit of watching people's gait patterns when I'm at Walmart. And I just go, you suck. That's awful. This is the worst. Well, that's what, when I'm judging a gait, I think, yeah, if I'm going to consistently walk at it, why wouldn't I? All right. So if that's pronation, what's supination? You walk more on the outside. You're not all the way over on inversion, but you walk on the outside. All right. How do you know what shoes are good to wear? When are we out of here? 36? Oh, we got lots of time. If you're lying, you get 3 zeros. Oh, wow. Select proper footwear. Do I want to wear track shoes to play tennis? Why? So that's good. How about if they were just straight running shoes? Jogging shoes. You want to wear jogging shoes to play tennis? How many when you're jogging, what direction do you go? Straight ahead. Yeah, exactly. So you want a shoe with a wider base. Yes, so he doesn't see like those shoes there. Great for running. See how narrow the heel is? If he goes out there and he starts playing tennis, right? And he takes one step where he's not on his feet, he hits that side, and with it being so narrow, we get the great inversion ankle sprain. Same thing, we want a nice wide base for basketball, right? Good wide base. So you got to think of being sport specific. At the same time, with those having a wider base, right? The cost of that is weight. If I'm going to be doing a lot of training that's running, I don't want a lot of weight. So I need a narrower shoe because I'm just going up and down. Make sure you're running on a good path. Some place that doesn't have rocks and sticks and snakes and spiders or billy goats. So, all right. Is there any structural deformities? Not in the shoe, but in the foot. All right. So, does somebody have flat feet? They might have flat feet. You got to make sure you get a shoe that's got an arch cookie. Some of the worst shoes are some of the most popular shoes, and they've been around for ages. Those are some of the worst shoes. There's nothing in them. Terrible. Cost them $3 to make. They sell them for $50. It doesn't help your foot. Doesn't help your foot. Foot needs a little help. It does a lot of stuff. All right? These, awful shoes. Those, pitiful shoes. Those, she needs help anyway. Well, obviously yours has got to be a rather specific shoe. Obviously here, is there any structural deformities? Yes. So his shoes are helping him. All right. Your shoes are made in a slip last shoe, a moccasin shoe, and a sewn together. Or no, a slip last shoe, all right, which is like a moccasin that gets sewn together. So take your shoes off. Well, your sneakers. See? It's a great day to take the sneakers off. Come on. Pretty popular guy around here with shoes, eh? So here's one company's, right? Undo that shoe. All right. Smells like roses. All right. So when you take your shoes, or if you're buying shoes, going to find out what you're buying. I can't get this out. It seems to be glued in. That's terrible. That's terrible. They're gluing them all in now. But if you were to take that out, a different one? Does that come out? Aha! There it is. That's all you're getting? Yeah, that's all you're getting. All right? So, this is not a moccasin sewed together. This looks like it's fiber attached to the upper. This is a board last shoe. You find a moccasin, you're going to find that the stitching is right down the middle. All right? So you feel here as you're pushing. Yeah, it's got a little give to it. Okay? Number one cause of shin splints, improper shoes. And it would still be improper shoes. Shoes that have worn out. See these shoes? Does that dealie come out? Is it glued in too? You know, Nike sells these. Don't tear it up. Either come. What do you got in there? Your own? Well, yeah. It just comes up. Oh yeah. The only thing that's here, and check this out. The only thing underneath here is from the black line down. And then there's a really bad insert. No arch cookie. Not her fault. She likes them. Fine. Her feet are going to hurt. You know, you pay for fashion. Like this one here. There's no way these shoes are going to be comfortable at baseball practice. But it's the only thing she can do in order to see over the dugout fence. Not anymore. So, combination, all right? A combination is a lasted shoe. A combination lasted shoe is boarded in the back and slip lasted in the front. So, meaning that the back of the shoe, you'll see that it's got a fiber board that's sewn to the upper, and then the front, they just bring it around and sew it on the bottom. And so they're combination. All right? The heel counter of a shoe. I got lots of time. I got over 5 minutes. Heel counter of the shoe, especially in athletics, right? That has 0 heel counter. The ones If there used to be a heel counter in here, I've already broke it down because I'm terrible on shoes. All right? But your heel counter is right here. It should be a pretty thick plastic cup covered by the material. But you can see there's really not a pretty thick plastic cup. Obviously, if your heel fits here, and the harder it is, it comes up and around, it helps hold your shoe on. All right? Absolutely not. I doubt it. These, no. So, there's another thing about it. And the other thing about that is you get what you pay for. You go out to Academy and you find a pair of $39 shoes. All right. First off, Nike's got to make a profit, right? They got to pay for the trucker to get it there, right? Academy's got to make a profit. So if you buy a $39 shoe and you're only going to invest $20 on each one of your feet, that's it, $20. And of that, you're probably only investing, as far as material, etc., $5 a side. They're not going to last. Your feet are going to hurt. Don't take those to Disney and spend the whole day. Don't take those to Six Flags and expect to come home without an ice bag. And then, if that's what you're buying, and then saying, well, I got some of those, but I'm going to run cross country, absolutely not. You might get 100. Now, think about how much they run at cross country. Well, it is what they do. But some of you don't drive as much as they run in a week. Some of you only drive 5 miles back and forth, and you put in 50 miles on your vehicle just to go to and from school. 5 miles. 10 miles a day. So, they're running 70 miles. So we get these folks that come in and say that their feet hurt and their shin splints are killing them. And we say, when did you get your shoes? Meanwhile, it's February now. Oh, I got them at the beginning of the school year. Really? In 10 weeks, let's see here, 8, you've put over 1,000 miles on. They're not tires. They're not rated for 60,000 miles. They're shoes, okay? And so they wear out. If you're a heavy runner, every 6 weeks, you probably need to get in a new pair of shoes. People say, I like to run because it's the most inexpensive sport. But if you buy a $39 pair of shoes and you expect them to last from August to, what's all this? I still have time. Last from August until the end of school, we're cray-cray. It's not going to happen. You need to spend $150 to $200 a pair. You need to start looking at ASICs. You need to start looking at the more expensive Nike. I would never go with this for anything athletic, ever. And the ones that we wore last year, never, ever. No, the football team.